.com or 450-PLAN. That's 450-7526. Kentuckiana Financial Services. Comprehensive in approach, client first, and nature.
Defining a new era in men's health, GameDay Mens Health delivers real results. Shortcuts from testosterone replacement, weight loss, to peptides, vitamins, and sexual performance therapy. They will have you covered. From their in-house lab that gives you answers in just 15 minutes, and our clinic that is designed for men who value speed, privacy, and most importantly, results. Visit GameDayMensHealth.com. Real men, real science, real change. Visit GameDayMensHealth.com.
Welcome in. Good afternoon. It's the Ticket Punchers here on 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, Big X Sports Radio. Also live on the Real Spiel podcast and the Ticket Punchers YouTube page. Glad to have you guys in. Glad to get right to it. Curtis Phillips, my co-host, joining me today. Matt Schuters, our producer, back at the Big X Studios, keeping us on the airwaves, making sure we sound good. Appreciate him as always. And it's Tuesday. Western Conference Finals recap last night, recap of the punches last night, and then, of course, previewing the Eastern Conference Finals tonight, giving out the punches we've got for tonight, and looking into the realm of other sports as well. MLB slate for the side of Curtis, and our guy Philly Picks here today. So let's look at what he has. And then, of course, maybe a little bit of NHL recap on the series we had ending yesterday with that Game 7. Curtis Phillips, a.k.a. Philly Picks, our co-host here on the Ticket Punchers. How are you, my man? How's your Tuesday been?
Going good, Roman. And my Tuesday is going pretty well. So, yeah. How are you doing today, Roman?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Just got some crazy news, actually. A buddy of mine I had reached out to recently, just letting him, he's in the AAU basketball realm locally as a coach and in the middle school basketball realm as a coach, both AAU and school. And just like, kind of like, would like to come and see how you do things and operate and learn the ropes a little bit in my free time if I have the opportunity to. Not necessarily trying to add in like another gig in my life, but also trying to see if I can get some knowledge on something I've always wanted to see how it works, right? And that's the local basketball scene a little bit more close up post me being in it as a high schooler and whatnot. So he hits me up today saying, "Yo, I need some help being an assist with some assistant work tonight." And I'm like, "Cool, well, I can be there." And then within a few minutes, he's like, "Actually, gonna need you to head coach the team tonight. Here,
Oh,
here are the players' names. Here's where you're gonna have to be. Get there at this time. This is the defense we run. These are the kids. These are the guards that are good. I haven't met the team. Haven't seen this guy in person since we got on this understanding. It's a sixth grade
it's a big
AAU team.
ask.
Yeah, sixth grade AAU team. I'll be head coaching tonight, Curtis. So, no odds on that, unfortunately. But I've head coached soccer before. This is a little bit different, and it's gonna be interesting to see how that turns out. So that's how the Tuesday's going for me here today. Punches didn't go great last night, Curtis. So we'll get into that today as well before we get into our sports talk. So that's the Tuesday. What do you think of that? I mean, is this like my rise to being is this my start here? Is this the craziest Eric Spoelstra story in the making here? And I'll be coaching the Lakers in 15 years or something like that, and it started today? Or is this
everybody starts somewhere, but that is a tough ask, coming just out of the blue there. So it kind of reminds me of a few months ago, back in December. My cousin knows, that some guys, and then some random guy hit him up and basically asked him, did he want an assistant coach? He's never been in any type of coaching role and whatnot, but he asked me. I'm one of, obviously, a guy he comes to a lot, one of his closest friends. So he asked me, could I assistant coach? It was just practice though. So obviously just meeting the kids. It's their first practice because the regular head coach was out of town. So But my cousin ended up doing well as an assistant coach throughout the whole season during this little small basketball league. I believe it was freshman in high school. So, I mean, and he likes it now. So, I mean, you never know. It is a tough ask. I know you've never been.
Yeah, this is sixth grade AAU, Curtis. This is going to be interesting, right?
Yeah. Is it at the expo or?
It's somewhere in Newburgh. I think it's some sports complex over in Newburgh. So.
Well, I mean, I wish you luck.
Some Ramsey kids on the team that are kind of the makeup of the team. It's the Ramsey sixth grade coach who is this coach of this team. So helping him out, but also going to be kind of doing everything that, he's not able to make it tonight. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, if you need a hand, I mean, I'm sure I'll have some free time later. Maybe I can, step in and help you coach if that's an option. So.
Yeah, wouldn't mind at all. Carrie in the chat says, "You got it, bro. Appreciate that." Carrie always joining us here on the Ticket Punchers in the 5:30 to 6 hour. But let's get right into it, Curtis. I mean, I'm a little bit embarrassed. I go 1-3 last night with my 4 punches. Sabres don't get the job done. I wish I knew how many of my local friends were on OKC or were on the Spurs money line. I think they kind of decided right before the game that was what was going to be what everybody was on. Didn't see your video till late. But then again, I'm not saying that to say that all this would have deterred me from taking OKC at -4.5 yesterday. I liked OKC in game 1 if they were going to buy into the Chet versus Wemby matchup from start to finish, right? I think Wemby wins that matchup. I don't think it looks like 40 points and 20 rebounds, if I'm being honest, though. And they don't go with that matchup. They go with the gimmicky guard, let Chet play off and try to play the rim once the shot attempts kind of in the drive start and whatnot, and that just didn't work for the entirety of this game. Spurs get the job done in game 1, and Wemby looks like he's the best player in the world right now, Curtis, with the way the MVP and Shea Gill, no need to put that in quotation. He's the 2-time MVP as officially over the weekend. We didn't really get into this yesterday on the Ticket Punchers much, but DPOY looked like he was the MVP last night.
He definitely did.
What were some takeaways from that game last night, and then give us your punch record on the night, Curtis? Because I know you had more MLB punches than NBA, but you did have one NBA punch. So give that out or recap that, then recap your thoughts on the game, and then give into those MLB punches after that.
Okay, yeah, I'll recap the night of punches last night first. We went 3-2 on the night with some very close losses. Had Reds, Phillies over 10 there. They finished at 9, so 10 would have got us at least a push there, but finished just short on that one. We also was on the Canadian Sabres first period over 1.5. I didn't get this out on the live show, but I did tweet it out before the game started. So we do hit that. This is something that hit in every single game in that series. So the first 6 games. So we cashed that. We was also on the Brewers and Cubs over 10.5. That came through. Stefan Castle over 21.5 points and assists. This was pretty sweat free as well. And then we brutally lose on the Athletics money line. Had a no-hitter through 8 innings. Allow 2 hits in the 9th, and 1 was a walk-off home run. So unfortunately, yeah, that's pain right there. So we do go 3-2, still a positive night, but looking to do a little better on Tuesday's night slate. But
Ready to get into. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, sorry. Yeah, just getting into the Western Conference Final game yesterday. This is a matchup I think we've all been waiting for since the beginning of the season, and it's something that came to fruition. 2 best teams in the West and probably all of basketball, but it was just a fantastic matchup. Wemby, you could tell like he's been playing a man on the mission, especially after the night he got ejected. He's just been playing like, oh, I'm the best player in the world, and I know that nobody's gonna stop me. But yeah, what he's doing at his size is pretty amazing. And people forget, like the Spurs didn't even have De'Aaron Fox last night, ruled out late of that game. We knew he was game time decision throughout the day. It was looking like he was leaning towards playing, but did not get to play. But we got guys like Dylan Harper stepping up. Stephon Castle has been amazing for them. I know he turned the ball over 11 times. I mean, that's what OKC can force some turnovers on you, but other than the turnovers, I thought Castle played pretty well. And I mean, it's not really discredit to OKC. You like J-Dub play well. I know you didn't get your best game out of Shea, but I think you just got to give kudos to the Spurs. And OKC, they did like like Wemby hit a 3 to tie it up with 25 seconds left in OT. Like I thought OKC was gonna backdoor cover at that moment, which I mean they had the possibility to
if they didn't score in that possession.
Shot. Yeah, miss that shot, get some free throws, and then get another missed shot, some more free throws, and you would have covered most likely there, Roman. So I mean, this is if that was game 1. So I think we're in for a feast this whole series. Like I had Spurs in game 1, but I still think OKC will win in 7. I've seen a lot of people online. I said Spurs in 6. Like it's not a 1-game series; it's a 7-game series. So let's just hold our horses. But we're in for a good one.
I think we're definitely in for an exciting one. Like you said, I mean, Wemby just showed he's been on display, and he showed it last night. And you can tell he takes things personally and doesn't let that change the play style. It changes the emotion and the intensity, which is like, to have that level of maturity already and that emotional maturity at that age, even though he wants to kill Chet. I shouldn't say that on the radio, but he wants to go out there and sweep these guys. He wants them to feel powerless to what he wants to go out there and do. Like he's taking it that personal with the fact that Shea's winning the MVP. Chet's been the successor out of that matchup in terms of what their teams have been doing, both internationally when they met up early on in their youth careers. And Chet won that, the tournament MVP over France with USA, and then kind of up until this season had his number a little bit in terms of the team success, but that's changed this season within those matchups in the regular season. You saw it. Now it's unfolding in live time, and it's really exciting. I mean, Wemby covers every single line he had last night, Curtis. So we're going to maybe have to look into some Wemby plus props when they get back to San Antonio. It's going to be a nifty, I think, super slugfest in game 2. And, I always get weary on the road team accomplishing business in game 1. They go down double digits early in the second half of a game 2. It's a little bit like, okay, mission's accomplished. Let's just not get hurt, right? And I think those are always a super liable scenario in game 2. So we're gonna play the Spurs player props. I'm gonna play the Spurs player props a little bit safe on the next matchup, but we're gonna have some fun with the matchup tonight because I think there's gonna be a good amount of scoring tonight, Curtis. I think there's some both sides are going to be able to exploit some players out there on the floor defensively, and you're going to see some fun back and forth offense when there's turnovers forced, when guys are just trying to go at a guy and you're not really taking good shots, and it's a stop. And there's a team getting out in transition, and both of these teams they kind of thrive in transition. So limiting that is going to be interesting as well. Going to see what we can look at with the over under there, but let's get right into it. It's Dinger Tuesday, Curtis. So let's start there.
Okay. Yeah, my Dinger Tuesday pick. I only have one today. We're in a little bit of slump, so we're gonna need this guy to get us back on the track here. And we're taking Mike Trout for a home run tonight.
My boy, my favorite player.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. So hopefully Trout comes through for us, but he's plus 360. Got him boosted up with our FanDuel boost up to plus 540. But he's on a little home run drought. Hasn't hit one in about 2 weeks now. Going up
FanDuel,
against,
if you want to sponsor us, let us know. Or Ryle T, we'll take a sponsor from you guys as well.
We sure will. But yeah, going up against Jacob Lopez, who has allowed 10 home runs on the season, allowed 6 home runs in the last 3 games. So he's given up 2 a game in his last 3. 8 of the 10 home runs he's allowed have been to right-handed batters. That is what Mike Trout is. And his pitch mix, Mike Trout hits his pitches pretty well. The cutter and the four-seam fastball, which Lopez pitches, he has a high usage with those 2 pitches. And Mike Trout has done throughout. So we like Mike Trout to hit a home run tonight. Also, wind blowing out almost to 10 miles per hour in center field. So I think Mike Trout can get back on the home run train tonight. So that'll be our dinger of the day.
Like it. I'll be on Trout with you. I like the odds on that with the boost. So we'll be playing it. Shout out Mike Trout. Curtis, do you have any NBA, MLB officials that you want to drop before we transition into the NBA tonight? I guess we got Curtis muted there. I also know that the weather alert took us off air on the radio for a minute. If you did miss us on the radio side of things in those last few moments, Curtis Dinger Tuesday pick of the day was only one, and it was Mike Trout on the home run at plus 360, boosted up with the Dinger Tuesday profit boost. The weather alert kicked us off the radio there for a minute. Curtis, I know the people on the stream are
still hear me, Roman?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I muted myself there.
It's all good. Yeah, the screen went black, and I think your mic input may be changed. So see if there's something happened there if you want. But Curtis, we want to let the listeners know if you have any thoughts, get them in on the GameDay Men's Health text line at 502-414-1450. GameDay Men's Health is redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. Testosterone, peptides, weight loss, and sexual performance therapy. Visit GameDayMensHealth.com. Lazar guy texted and he said, "Is it a current CBB coach?" Oh, that was to Mike's show. Okay, yeah, no text yet into us. But let's get right into it for today's picks outside of Dinger Tuesday. Curtis, did you want to drop any MLB punches?
Yeah, I have one MLB punch as of right now. Going to try to get some added on the X account. But the one I really love, going back to Reds and Phillies, and I know he's on the over yesterday. We're going to be on the first 5 under in this one today, under 4.5 at minus 135. Yeah, 2 good pitchers on the mound. I'll start off with Chase Burns for Cincinnati. He's coming to our ace at this time, really, of the year. In his last 5 games, he's allowed 2 or less in all 5, and including 2 shutout innings where he allowed 0 runs in 2 of those games. So he's been in really good form. Opposing batters haven't really been able to get to his fastballs and his different pitches there. So Chase Burns has done a really good job on the mound for Cincinnati. And on the other side, I know Jesus Lazaro's ERA isn't that great. He's at an 8 ERA at home, 5 ERA on the year, but his expected numbers are way better. And he's a guy that's proven to be a solid pitcher in the MLB. And he's a lefty. Reds have not been great versus lefties as of late. So I don't think we're going to be able to capitalize on Luzardo being a lefty. So I'm gonna take the Reds and Phillies for it to be a low scoring affair in the first 5 innings. So that'll be my only official punch as of right now in the MLB.
I like it. I don't have any officials in the MLB right now, Curtis. I did have a jab that I was kind of liking in the MLB tonight. Let me go see what we get. Where we're put that there though. I was looking into the Yankees money line going up against Cease in New York. Philly, wanted to see how you felt about that one. I feel like when you like Yankees in that close game yesterday, you know, they almost they nearly fought back, but they barely swung by yesterday. I think the basket going pretty like consistently in this one, going up against a pitcher that likes to throw strikes, likes to try to throw down the middle if he can with the steam, kind of feeds into the hands of what the Yankees batters like to do. So that's just kind of one that I was leaning into. Obviously, though, that's with the limited research there into the MLB. Haven't been MLB punching as much as we should be, Curtis. But how do you feel about the Yankees money line today?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm probably the wrong.
You're leaning the other way.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't have any strong opinions on this one. I would lean towards the under. You know, Will Warren, maybe the weakest link in the Yankees starting lineup, but he's pretty well this year, and Dylan Cease has done so as well. But I've honestly been on the wrong side of a lot of Yankees games this year. When I bet on them, they tend to not have that offensive showing that they're accustomed to. So, like I said, I've been on the wrong side of a lot of Yankees games. So, I'm a pass on this one. Don't have a crazy strong opinion. So,
no worries on that. We'll keep it at a jab then. And that brings us to the Eastern Conference Finals, Curtis. Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, James Harden, Karl Anthony Towns. The Stars will be out in Madison Square Garden tonight. Cavaliers, dogs, obviously. 6.5 points in favor of New York. Who do we think wins this one, Curtis, before we go into the breakdown on it? Who do you like in game one tonight? I mean, in the series tonight. In this series going forward.
Yeah, give me the Knicks tonight. And in terms of the series, I have Knicks winning this in 6. I lean towards 5, but I think Cavs can get another game out. So I'm on Knicks in game 1 and Knicks in 6.
Okay, Knicks in 6. Get into that.
Yeah, so basically what I've seen from the Knicks right now, they look like a team that's on a mission. The role players and bench players have played excellent. This is a team that has very surprised me because I had the Hawks beating the Knicks in that series. So the fact that they've ever since game 3 of that Hawks series, they've really just amped up their defense. They're hitting their open threes, running offense through Karl Anthony Towns now, which I think has really benefited him. I would like him to get the ball more in the block, but I mean, the way he's been assisting and running this offense has been amazing. So I just think the way the Knicks, like I said, have been playing defense and they're playing really good on offense right now, I think it's just going to be too much for Cavs. Coming off of 2 Game 7 series, which is why I'm on the Knicks tonight. I think they win in blowout fashion in game 1. Cavs, I think you have to be nearly perfect if you're going to win this series. Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, you're going to have to be very physical this whole series. So I don't think you can afford more than one so-so or bad game from those two guys. Harden, you have to take advantage of your matchup, especially when you have a guy like Brunson on you. And yeah, Harden, you can't come 30 points one game this series and 9 another game in this series if you think y'all going to win this one. So Cavs, I think you got to play nearly perfect. Knicks, you just do what you've been doing these last few series. So.
I got a few punches in this one, Curtis. I don't really care about the outcome of game 1. I think it's a 7-game series. I've picked Cavaliers in 7. I've got a couple of reasons why. I think that when you've got the depth on both sides, that's kind of why I lean into the 7-game series, because I don't think there's an overwhelming advantage in talent or skill. I think that in the front court, there's going to be some interesting things happening because Cat has been spacing the floor as a playmaker, not as a scorer, not as a spot up shooter. He's going out there and creating off the bounce, finding cutters, finding guys off the off ball movement, because that's where more of their talent's suited for. Mikal Bridges doesn't need to be creating off the dribble. Yeah, he can hit those pull-ups and those middies and into shot clock shots if you need him to. His best is getting shifty out there with the screen and getting by a guy, catch it, one dribble pull-up, right? OG Anunoby, same thing. Cuts to the basket, catching it in angles that most guys can't catch it at, and being able to come down and go right back up for finishes. That's where it's ideal for him. So those are two aspects that have really fed into what Carl's done differently that I think has helped them. Here's my thing though, Curtis. I think it's tough because I've only seen it truly in the 2 game 7s out of Jared Allen. But if you put Jared, excuse me, if you put Jared Allen out on Karl Anthony Towns and tell him get in his face at all costs, hand check, cross the line a little bit. We've got Dean. We've got some size to come in for you. You're still going to play the majority of the minutes down at the 5 spot that you're in, no matter what. I feel like that can slow Carl down as a playmaker, and then you've got Anunoby being guarded by Mobley hypothetically in that moment. If you do want to keep the double bigs out there, I like what you get out of there. I like making it a perimeter versus perimeter matchup in that way, for the sake of the Cavs defending the Knicks. So that's just a couple of matchups in this series that I think in the long run of this series will prevail for the Cavs. If you're getting literally, I'm about to say efficient play out of Harden. Spider and Harden both got to have an efficient 25 every game for them to win this series. Literally,
I agree, Kerry.
I think if you're getting that efficiency out of Harden, and here's the thing though, who is going to guard James Harden? And if it's not Jalen Brunson,
I think McBride's going to be on Harden. In my personal opinion,
I love that, and I love that for
really?
the Cavaliers. I do. If Brunson's guarding Harden for the majority of this series, I love that.
Oh yeah. I agree. I thought you was talking about if McBride was on him, but yes, I agree.
Oh no, McBride. See, that's another thing. That's one of those weird little things. Like Strus has to play more minutes than normal in this series because you got to have that switchability for Brunson out there just to have that extra body. I think it's interesting because Ellis and Schroeder are like the ideal role players that you want to just come in for a couple of minutes on a player like Brunson too, which we'll see how much they even get to show that. Because Brunson's those kind of guys in foul trouble real quick. But that's all what I'm about to get to is that can he guard Harden all night without getting in foul trouble? And what does that offense look like in the moments that Brunson's off the floor? It's been better than last year with Brunson off the floor, but it's still not the same, Curtis. Yeah. So if you, I think the go at Brunson, get him fouls, get those calls. And it's a weird kind of loser tactic a little bit, but get him off the floor is going to be the Cavs mentality. And there's one other thing.
I hope
it is playing a little bit faster since that game 3, since the couple of things that they've switched up. And I think that pace is going to be the one thing that does feed into the Cavs' hands a little bit in this one. I've seen a lot of back and forth takes on that. I think if they want to get out there and run, then it becomes who wins the turnover battle. And then I think that's why I think it's going to be a back and forth series. It's going to come down to game 7. Now, winning a game 7 in Madison Square Garden, that's no easy task, but I'm going to expect some Donovan Mitchell greatness for us if we really do get to that point.
Yep.
That being said, give me the over 217.5 tonight. Give me the Knicks over the over 217.5 at minus 115. Give me the Knicks team total 112.5 over on that one, Curtis, at minus 118. How do you feel about those two?
I love the I'm not gonna say I love the over. I like the over with the way the Knicks have been scoring the ball, but I think they can also. I don't see Cavs getting to a high number tonight. Just for the sake
of the blowout factor.
Yeah,
that's why I play the team total because I think.
That's right. I do love the team total.
Yeah, Knicks over 112, game total over 217. I love that. I wish we could have got like 215 if I'm being honest, but I think this is going to be one of those 115 games.
That's going to bring me to my official punch, Roman. I'm actually on the Knicks in a blowout here. I took the minus 5.5 alternate line. believe at minus 136 or so. But I also teased that up, sprinkled on that the minus 14.5 at plus 235. I think Knicks winning blowout fashion here. Cavs coming off 2 game 7s. I think they're going to be very tired, have to travel. And yeah, I think the Knicks get the job done. They've had a lot of blowout wins this playoff run. So I'm gonna be on that Knicks side.
I can rock with the Knicks winning game 1. I can see that happening tonight for sure. Curtis, we're also gonna play OG 15 plus at minus 148 and Harden 3+ threes at minus 105. I think, all right, plus 105. I'm sorry, plus 105 on Harden. I like potentially a lethargic, maybe a little lethargic leg Harden to be willing to throw up a couple threes and have like an inefficient three of like he goes 3 for 9, 3 for 10. You know, and I'm not necessarily inefficient if it's 3 for 9, but like a 3 for 10 from 3 Harden who goes 5 for 11 on the game. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I could see that in a especially if it's in the Knicks blowout fashion.
Okay.
Give me the Harden threes at plus 105 on 3 of them made. And then OG at 15 plus. I think he's going to have a slow 14, 15, 16 points. And we're going to hope that he gets over that 14.5 mark there.
Let's do it.
That's going to wrap us up on the official punches. Curtis, anything else you want to drop before we get out of here?
No, I think that's it on my end.
So yeah, Curtis on the Knicks in 6. I'm on the Cavs in 7. Curtis on the Thunder in 7. I'm also on the Thunder in 7. Tweeted the 6. Changed that in the In and Out show to 7. Bo, you know, if you can change the games, can't change the team. But all good. That's gonna wrap us up here on the Ticket Punchers. Curtis Phillips, Roman Kelly, Matt Shoulders back at the studios. We'll be back tomorrow, 5:30 to 6, right here on the Big X.
Let's go punch those tickets.
Let's go punch those tickets.